Love and Marriage, Huntsville, Alabama. So we got a couple of clips.
For more training on building and attracting a blissful marriage, please visit www.lolaandola.com.
The second show we watch also is our own Love and Marriage, Huntsville, Alabama. So we got a couple of clips. Three couples that are basically legacy couple for the past one season. So I think they had it a few, but there's so much drama with the three couples that they haven't really had a chance to really introduce the other ones properly. But let's go into this few clips, and then I want to hear what you think about it, right?
As moms and wives, hey babe, look at that. So as moms and wives, we tend to fill up our schedule day to day from all of the different activities with kids.
All right, so the couple we just saw, we addressed them in the previous review session. This is Marsau and Latisha. Marsau is how would you describe him in 2 words or less?
He's
it's a protector, it's a provider.
He's an alpha male. Okay, this is what they like to call them. Right. Alpha male.
All right, if you want to call him that, we could go with that.
Yes.
But it's a protector, it's a provider. What else is a man supposed to be? A man.
Let's just say he does what he does what stand-up man would do.
I'm just gonna be a straight shooter now. His emotional intelligence is extremely low.
Like most alpha male until they get in trouble. Okay.
With
their women.
Not all alpha male has low intelligence.
I said like most. I didn't say all.
How do you define low intelligence? Sorry, how do you define alpha male rather?
He's a protector, he's a provider, he's a stand-up man, he's what most women are looking for. Like, you got it together.
Financially,
and I believe he loves his wife, but when it comes to emotional connection, you don't
think emotional connection is a characteristic of an alpha male?
I don't think so. I think that's something alpha male have to learn. I don't think it's something they know of just right there. It's just not them.
So the definition of alpha male, you're right, by the way. The definition of alpha male is the dominant male animal in a particular group.
Okay.
A man tending to assume a dominant, assume a dominant or domineering role in social or professional situation. Okay, so that doesn't make you emotionally intelligent. She's right.
I'm just saying, most men out there don't even understand why their wives complain. They're right. Like, she's just being a bitch. But no, she's not just being a bitch.
And you could be dominant.
You have to learn something new. Sorry. She's not just being a bitch. Something is off.
You could be dominant and still lose your relationship because you're not,
of course,
emotionally intelligent. When we say emotionally intelligent, let's keep it simple. It just means that you have respect for emotions. And you understand that it's a big part of the science of relationships. You understand that it's a big part of what makes up a relationship. And when we say emotions, we're not just talking about yours. We're not talking about you got caught up in your own emotions. We all have the ability to do that.
Of course.
We can all get caught up in our emotions. Emotional intelligence becomes a thing when you start becoming a student of other people's emotions, especially the people that you're in relationship with.
Yeah.
Right? As opposed to, I got caught up in my emotion, which is they will never admit that, by the way, when they do. And as opposed to that and camouflaging it in the whole alpha male thing. I'm here to protect you. I'll protect you. And that's what, so this guy has been a little bit low on emotional intelligence, and but he just showed up to his wife's event. If you followed us from reviewing before, he said he wasn't going to come because he got caught up in his emotions. But he came to the event and he brought some flowers. Well, and that's good.
Well, that shows that he loves his wife. There's no doubt he loves his wife.
Right.
It's just that he doesn't understand that the things that his wife is complaining about is not attacking him. He feels an attack every time the wife talks about her feelings, and he becomes defensive.
Yes.
And when you're like that, there's no way you can hear what the other person is talking about.
Yeah.
So how can you help someone when you don't even know what they're talking about?
Right.
So I think that's where he's missing it.
He's missing
But if
absolutely.
we can get it together,
And a lot of people miss it like that.
I
you know?
like them.
At least
think
we
they'll
know.
survive.
At least we know, per Gary Chapman, that there are 5 love languages. There's probably more, but
Yes.
at least we know at least there are 5.
Yes.
Right? So you can't just get caught up on how you communicate in love. Your wife may be different, and a lot of time when she's asking, like a lot of things that Latisha is asking for, which we're going to watch a clip right now, a lot of those things are just emotional stuff. She's not even putting them properly in words. So, but it's also not listening.
That's her still protecting him by
emotionally.
The way. She still doesn't want to say some things that will hurt his friends.
She's protecting him. So another example of a woman who will end up protecting their man but suffer. They will be suffering emotionally in that respect. Can you place the videos to cover you both perfectly? Which video? This one right here. Can you place your phone so you can see both of us?
Wait.
Unless the monitor
in the middle like this, I want to see you more.
No, I think they want to see you.
They can't see me. Jesus.
Oh, they talking about me?
Yeah, get in the.
I mean, I guess.
Come in.
But anyway, right. So it's a little bit deeper than just being an alpha male, being a protector, a provider. That's not enough anymore. Maybe 60 years ago that was enough.
Right.
But we are getting enlightened more and more as mankind, as a human race, and the woman is also getting enlightened. She knows that she can have freedom in a relationship, and she can still be a wife and take care of her kids and take care of the home, but she can also feel free, right? She knows that. So, man, you don't have a pat on the back just because you provide and protect anymore. It's just not enough, and it gets worse when she's asking for you to listen and you don't understand what it means to listen. We're going to talk all about that because, again, all of this is attached to attraction that we're going to talk about in a few minutes here. Let's play the next clip. There's a lot of things going on with this guy. Bringing flowers is cute, it's nice, but that's often not what a woman is asking for when a marriage or a relationship is going through crisis. Because a lot of men are very quick to run to, let me go buy flowers. Or let me see, I'm sorry. Right?
Fix it right now.
Those could be quick fixes, but again, that's exactly what they are, quick fixes, right? And just it's a matter of time before the woman starts saying, like, they start actually resenting you more the more you bring flowers and apologize. It actually gets worse.
Yep.
So you want to make sure that flowers and what do you call those things? Opening the door. What do you call those things? There's a word for it. If you know, just remind me. Those things are cute. They're designed to be icing on the cake. They can't be the cake. Okay.
Yeah, for a relationship that is still, that is healthy.
For a relationship that's healthy,
nice.
It's nice.
Yes, it's nice.
If your wife likes flowers, I guess. My wife doesn't.
They die. Yeah. I don't know how to take care of flowers.
But it's based on that, So we'll talk about that in a second here. Let's play another clip real quick.
I didn't recognize you with your hair like that.
I didn't expect you to bring flowers, but you did.
Because you're a hater. How you doing?
You
Give
is a hater.
me a hug.
Crazy.
All right, so he just called his mother-in-law a hater. I guess that's just a joke.
What?
But those jokes
extreme.
can those jokes. Somebody said a gentleman, chivalry. I meant chivalry, but yeah, a gentleman. That's the word I was looking for. But I think a kaleo.
Yeah.
So
he said a kaleo. Okay, I'm wondering why he said a kaleo, and I'm like a kaleo.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm talking about chivalry. Those things are nice and cute and all, but they can't be the cake. They have to be icing on the cake. It's nice when you guys are in a good place and stuff like that. Just kind of like marriage counseling, most marriage counseling at least. It's nice when you're having a little hiccup in communications and you just want to talk it through. But 2 hours, if you're already in crisis, is just never good enough. Or an hour.
You're choking yourself already.
Yeah,
you guys have to go separately. And
you have to figure yourself out individually, and then maybe hopefully bring something to the table. It's kind of like counseling is kind of like the relationship. You have to be 100% and then bring that to the table to make it effective. If you go there fresh, raw, out of an argument, you're just going to argue and then come out of the place and then still be bitter.
Mad as hell.
Yeah. So, but this guy, one of the things you need to learn is that women will always test you. all the women in your life, including your mother-in-law,
You can't call your
your
mother-in-law a hater.
your sister-in-laws.
That's extreme.
They will test you, especially the tests are a lot more when you are going through crisis. Well, they are going through crisis, no matter how much they try to paint it to look nice on the
Right.
outside. They are doing a terrible job of painting it to look good, by the way. But they're going through crisis. And in the midst of that, all the women in your life will test you. How does your own mother test you? Your mother will start testing you by little talks that can instigate more trouble, asking issues about your wife and stuff like that. And then if you catch the bait, you get in more issues.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, even though she loves you and she was doing that out of love.
Right.
Your mother-in-law will test you because she's trying to protect her daughter, and
True.
all the tests are not necessarily they're not deliberately testing you. They're also trying to figure things out, but they're not in the relationship. You're being tested because you're the one in the relationship, and you better be passing all those tests. And if you don't, counseling is more like a relationship. Wow, yeah,
I agree.
yeah. Thank you for stopping by, Official Bob. All right, so you want to make sure you show up prepared. Most people don't show up prepared. They go there to point fingers, and that's why it doesn't work out most of the time. All right, so let's go to the next clip. So you can't your mother-in-law is talking to you, and you're a hater. That's probably wrong timing to say that, but I get it. He may claim that it was a joke. You take things too serious.
No, I don't get it. I'm
But
sorry.
that woman that I'm looking at right now, nothing is a joke to her. Her face looks like she's smiling all the time, but she's serious. And she's causing a lot of trouble, even outside of the marriage, even with the relationship that they have with other couples.
Your job is to keep seducing your mother.
She's getting on social media.
Your mother-in-law
making
needs to be
comments.
in your corner. Okay? That's
Good point.
the best
Thank you
thing
for
you can do
reminding
for
me that.
yourself.
Thank
So
you for
you
reminding
can't
me that.
call your mother-in-law a hater. Even if she's a hater, you can't say the word.
Thank you for reminding me that.
Horrible.
Especially when you go through crisis, you need your mother-in-law to be your ally. Doesn't matter if you're a woman or a man. You need your mother-in-law to be your ally in your relationships. If it's the other way around, if you put yourself in a position where your mother-in-law is having to protect their own child, listen, it doesn't matter if you're right. It's going to destroy your relationships. It's only a matter of time.
Yeah.
You need to do everything in your power to make sure your in-laws are your ally. Listen, you don't have to be right. Right is useless in the world of power, in the world of relationships. Being right is, for the most part, overrated. It's useless. Okay? How about make other people feel right? And then everything will look right for you. Right? Because again, it's all about feelings. For the most part, that's what's driving the forces in your relationships. But thanks for reminding me that it's very important that you understand that you need to, everything in your power, without being manipulative, do everything in your power to make and yes, they may be evil in your eyes. Okay. They may be acting out, and it's going to be difficult sometimes, but do everything in your power to make your in-laws your ally, even if it's old relationship, even if you guys have moved on. If this person is in your children's life, make sure you do everything in your power to make them your ally, because it will make your life a lot more easier, and you will have better quality of life too. Let's go on to the next one here. Now, this is a conversation between Marsau and his wife. Okay, we're kind of focusing on them right now because the episodes are focusing on them, but we have one more.
So do you think that I caused all of this? Do you think it's my fault?
You have to take responsibility for every part of your life that's not where you want it to be. No matter what happens, you got to take responsibility for the rain.
All right, so she said, do you think it's my fault? If a woman, your wife, asks you, do you think it's my fault? What do you women mean when you say that? You don't mean to test us. It's a test, but you don't mean to test us.
So what is she exactly
what is
talking
she talking
about? She's talking about how she feels as in being lost and all that. Is that what that's what she's saying, I'm assuming.
Say that again?
She's asking if it's her fault for feeling how she feels, like she's lost and all that in the marriage.
No, she's asking if it's her fault, period.
What is her fault?
She went to the event. She went to the event. The context is not going to matter, I promise, but let me explain it, right? She went to an event. She got kicked out of the event by another friend couple.
That one.
And he's engaging with the husband, and basically he came back home narrating to his wife what happened after the engagement.
Right.
And somehow the conversation got lured in the direction of, do you think it's my fault? Right? He was being tested one more time by his woman. She's not deliberately testing you. She's trying to feel right. She's looking for a shoulder to cry on. She's looking for someone to be on her side. And what most men do is take the bait. Basically, they take it as an attack, right? And then they go into this logic mode, which, by the way, they're not logical in my own opinion, but everybody says that men are more logical. Is BS. That's emotions. If you feel the need to have to be right all the time, that's your emotions at play. That's not logic. Because if you are really going logic, you will understand that people have psychology, and you understand why a woman is asking you, do you think it's my fault? It's a test.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of understand. It needs to be less. It's being harsh. It's too much. It needs to tone it down.
Yeah.
He's already a man. Don't use that harshness on your wife. She doesn't need it. But I understand where it's coming from, in the sense that Latisha showed up at a place that she was not invited to.
Right.
To someone's event, the person that you are not even talking to, this person is not talking to you, you guys are fighting, and then you put yourself in a situation. You went there, and this other person is like a blunt speaker, you know what they call them, a realist and all that stuff. This person ordered that you should be thrown out of our event. And at the end of the day, the husband is now hearing that you disrespected him and yourself at some place that you weren't supposed to be. So I think he was a little pissed off about that. And then she's asking, do you think it's my fault? We all know it's her fault that she went there.
Exactly.
She shouldn't have gone there.
Listen, if a woman is asking you, do you think it's
way-
my fault? There's a chance, at least a 50% chance that it's probably her fault.
Yeah,
What
but
she
the
wasn't
way-
she
the
wasn't
way he
she
answered
wasn't
her,
she wasn't looking for you to
say, oh no,
yes, it's your fault.
Yeah.
Right? And yeah, I know a little tricky. Should we tell her lies? Should we, we're gonna get into the heart of attraction here in a second, and I will touch on that. If you're actually telling her lies, if you need to tell her lies, how do you build attraction? We're going to talk about all that in a second, right?
Yeah.
But again, they're in the middle of crisis. So right now, everything is a test.
Yeah, I think he should have approached it in a way of, babe, I would have preferred if you let me know first. At least I could have told you, we could have talked about it.
I mean, he said that.
But it was the way he came off at her. Like,
it's how you say things that matters. In relationships, it's not what you say, it's how you say things. And sometimes the word you utter, your choices of words matters, right?
They do.
Do you think it's my fault? And then you go for the juggler instantly. You go for the kill. You have to take accountability. You have to be accountable, right? Let's play the second clip here in a second.
What did you say to him about that? I mean, did you defend me on that situation, or?
I mean, I didn't defend you. I wasn't there. But what I did tell him, I think it was inappropriate.
Well, why would you not defend me? You knew I went there to
let me ask you.
Talk to her to try to resolve the issue.
What does defense look like?
Like, dude, you call security on my wife like she's a threat?
Yeah, I said that. Okay, that's what you call defending. Yes, I said that.
Okay, well, that's all I wanted to make sure. Because I have to make sure that we're on the same team.
All right, so I'm guilty of this sometimes. My wife is saying one thing, and I say, "Oh, that's what you call this." Basically, I'm trying to be logical. Her choices of words can be confusing, right? But this is where listening, actively listening, is very important, and being able to see ahead of time what she's saying. She may use a choice of word. If you get into the semantics and you start arguing with her on what word means and stuff like that, it becomes messy. Imagine what you were just talking just now. You went into details. Anybody who didn't watch that show still didn't understand what the hell happened at what event, right? But I still let you finish it. I let you continue and say all those things, but it came back to, remember what I said, it wouldn't matter. When your woman is trying to cry on your shoulder, you need to learn how to detect that. You want to tell her the truth. There's a right time, there's a right place to tell her the truth. There's a right mood to tell her the truth. Especially when you feel like you're about to be defensive, it's probably the wrong time to tell her the truth, because again, that's just your own emotions at play, right? And what you call truth vary from mood to mood, from place to place, and that can vary, right? So if she says, the first thing she said is, "Did you defend me?" All she wanted to know is not necessarily if you defend her. She need to feel that you defended her, right? She needs to feel that you defend her. Oh, that's what you call defending you? Oh, yeah, I said that. But his first knee-jerk reaction is to defend himself. You see what I'm saying? So that's very tricky. It's very hard, but it gets easier with time. You just need to be sensitive to when your woman is trying to feel right in a situation that's already complicated. She's having this fight with another lady out there. She feels like you are on her side. She said it. We just need to be on the same team.
And the lady's husband, they're so good. As in, they know how to be on the same team. If you come attacking them, even though they're going through stuff, they come for you. So they're a team, and she needs him to be.
She needs to feel like they're on the same team,
right?
And that's what she's lacking. Since the last season, she's been feeling like they're not on the same team. And if your woman says, "I don't feel like we're on the same team," it's not your moment. It's not your cue to start proving logically that what makes you think we're not on the same team. She doesn't feel like we're on the same. Doesn't mean you're not on the same team. She doesn't feel like you're on the same team. So especially if she said, "Did you defend me?" What do you mean defend you? If your knee-jerk reaction goes to that mode where you want to defend yourself, just say, "What do you mean defending you?" So you can take the time to process what she's saying, and also you can say the right thing, because that conversation is argumentative in nature.
Yes.
Which is already bad, And the best thing you can do in that moment is, of course, I always defend you. I always defend you, babe. I don't know what do you mean defending you? I always defend you. I'm just saying, did you? And then she probably will start her a little bit and like, I always defend you, babe. Don't worry, everything is gonna be fine. That's all she needs to know. She needs to feel like everything is gonna be fine when she's having a conversation with you in the middle of crisis, especially in the middle of crisis, and is doing a poor job with that. So that's Marsau and Latisha. They're struggling, and I think the struggle can easily be stopped if you just calm down and stop being so logical and stop trying to speak the truth. Now, I told you so. Like, your woman doesn't want to hear "I told you so." She probably know already that she was wrong, and "I told you so" is probably, again, this is a woman you're going to live with, and "I told you so," even not just even your woman. "I told you so" is just a terrible place to go to when somebody is already wrong, they're already feeling bad. What they need is a support system.
Right.
If she got walked out of the event by police,
and she was crying in the car.
Of course she will cry. That's embarrassing.
Yeah.
So the last thing that she wants, even a man, even, let me say this to ladies, even ladies, "I told you so" it's not a loving thing to say, especially if that person is already feeling bad. You should always go into a relationship to give. What they need at that point in time is to soothe their feelings. Their feelings, they feel terrible already. And it's very hard to not say "I told you so" if you knew that you told that person so. It's very hard, but try. That's why you rise to a new level where you learn how to give love to a person that already feel terrible.
Yeah.
Let's play this last clip, and then we'll get into the topic of the day: the heart of attraction. You're gonna tell me what you mean when you came up with this topic. You're gonna tell me again.
Oh.
Okay. Because I asked her a million times, "What do you mean attraction?" And then she told me, "But we have some things to cover. We're going to talk about heart of attraction." So stay tuned for that. That's going to be a big, big deal. If you're in any kind of relationship or marriage, this topic is a big deal.
For everybody.
All right. So let's go into the last clip of Love and Marriage, Huntsville.
I'm not even going to say cordial. It's enough for us to talk about. I don't want to shake your hand. I'm not going to even speak to you or anything like that.
I feel like I could be in the same room with them, you know? Yeah, I could be in the same room with them, but you know me. I go in, say what I got to say, chop it up like I need to chop it up in deuces. I rip them good part real good with the words.
Okay.
You ever been told off by somebody so good that you wish they had to just pimp slapped you instead?
Of course. Yeah, guess who?
Oh.
You.
Yeah.
All right.
It got real.
It got real. So this couple right now in this moment in the show, they seem like she got pregnant, so they're patching things up. They kind of like covered their mess up with the pregnancy. That happens a lot. People get pregnant and we move on, kind of like everything is okay, but not really. We just kind of brush things under the rug. That shit's gonna come back up later. Yeah. But that's exactly what happened to them. I think right now, last time we heard anything about them, they had already filed for divorce. But in this point in time in the show, they are doing okay. They seem to be doing all right. But at least that's what they show in the show, right? In the beginning of that clip, he said he basically is painting the picture of how petty you can get.
That's Mattel
and Melody Holtz, right? So he was basically painting the picture of how petty he can get. He was telling that to his wife and how petty he could get to other men. What I wanted to say on that, before I say that, what do you think about that clip?
I don't know. Melody is a blunt speaker. Mattel is a petty guy. Like the combination will really be explosive.
Yeah.
I'm just not. They will have to do a lot of work on themselves because, as you can see, even during the break, before the season came back, they had a few times they went on social media going for each other's jugular and stuff like that. So they have a lot of work.
I mean, again, petty. You know, the guy is too petty. They're the type of get on social media, abuse each other, talk about each other.
Yeah.
And I always say, if there's a clog up, if there's an entanglement in the issues, the man should be the leader. Period. Okay. A woman can.
Oh yeah, they have their own entanglement.
Oh, they have entanglement issues, by the way.
Yeah.
They have. The guy was in a relationship for 5 years with a side chick. And that's also a social media drama. But right now, at least they seem to be okay. But in the midst of them seeming to be okay, they find pleasure in attacking another couple. That is never a good thing. Okay.
You know what I say when I see a couple going through stuff, and I see another couple taking joy and pleasure
in the misery of another couple,
and this couple happen to be your friends, or it could even be your family, and you're enjoying it. It just shows me that you're miserable.
That's word.
It shows that you're going through something, and this is just like wosa for you to,
only miserable people find pleasure in talking about other people's misery.
Especially if they're your friends and your family, and you can't even feel any empathy because these are the people close to you at least.
Right.
You should want to help them.
Now, this could be confusing because in one place we're saying Marsau should be on the side of his wife, but now we're saying that they shouldn't be attacking other people. Which one is which one? Right?
Well, Marsau should always have his wife's back anytime, any day. But they are also guilty of seeing their friends go through stuff, and they took that and they started capitalizing on that and making it their own place of joy. I mean, they have their issues. I sincerely think Latisha, her issue is with Melody. I feel like she has a toxic relationship with Melody. Like she admires Melody from afar and she wants to be close to her. But then when she's close to her, she starts to it's like a player hater thing. Like she starts to be envious, jealous because of her own low self-esteem. So
that's a lot to say.
So I cannot really blame Melody the way she reacts to Latisha, because Latisha really needs to get her shit
she's
together.
not reacting right now. She's talking with her husband, and
they're talking about them. They're talking about them. They're talking about their friends.
Yeah.
They're talking about the same people.
Anyway, that picture of him painting a picture of how paid he could get.
But remember, they're also
it's
talking.
It's a testament to how he treats his wife when they're going through it.
Yes. Yeah. They're also talking about. You have to remember they're also hurt because they feel like their friends didn't have their back. Because when they started going through their shit, these people went on social media and said stuff about.
Okay, so they're hurt and
they're business partners and friends. You don't expect that from people that are close to you.
But you said they're hurt. Is that an excuse?
It's not an excuse, but hey, they are also weak. That's what I'm trying to point out there.
That's what I was trying to point out. Like, listen, hurts will come. That's the point I was trying to point out. That hurts will come in relationships. It's about rising above the hurt. It's not about doing the right thing. It's about rising above the hurt. When I say right thing is it just limits into the moment in time. But what about the right thing in the long run, in nurturing that relationship for the long run, right? That's the part that most people don't talk about. So no, absolutely, she was hurt. They talked about them. They talk about her mother on social media. It's a lot going on.
There's a lot going on, between those friendships. Now, I agree with you that Mattel, look, I always tell people, if you have a spouse that is quick to disrespect people and you go in the corner and you're clapping
for you
and you're hailing, oh my God, she's spicy. Yeah. Oh, my spouse, it doesn't take nonsense. He cancels people out. The day will start with you because you're the one closest to him. you should never be okay with
You
your
can't
spouse
encourage
being
that.
disrespectful, because it's gonna come back on you.
Yeah, exactly.
So I agree with you. That pettiness.
Like, I trust my wife. She's gonna slap the shit out of them. I trust my husband. No, you're gonna get the slap at some point too.
Yes, it's gonna result to you one
because
day.
again, this is just how they behave. It's in their character.
Yes,
you know? It's just how they behave, and it's not with respect to the subject of the matter at that point in time. It's about whoever is the subject of the matter at any point in time. So you're gonna be on the receiving end of that at some point. So be careful when you encourage those kind of behavior. You know?
And that's what Marsau does. He gets petty with his wife because this is just a petty dude. He does that with his friends. He does it with whoever. So I'm not surprised that he does that with Melody.
Yep. So again, we're talking about love and marriage. We're not talking about right and wrong. We're not talking about principles that are attached to religion, culture, anything like that. We're talking about if there's any kind of religion here, we're talking about relationships, which is inevitable. You're gonna have relationships. And we're talking about marriage in particular, especially in a marriage. You're gonna have to learn the skills if you want to be happy, because your happiness is not gonna come from the other person. It's just gonna be in how you are able to, your ability to be able to handle your emotions, control your emotions, and it's easier said than done. Yeah, it's a skill set, you know, and because it's very quickly you're gonna remember who wronged you. When it comes down to it, and if that's what controls how you behave, you're gonna suffer more. Basically, who wronged you? If that's how you think, if that's your compass for how you decide how you move in relationships, and if you're looking to take always too, if you're looking, because that's also wronging you when they don't give to you.
Yes, because you've given so much of yourself.
Yeah.
For more training on building and attracting a blissful marriage, please visit www.lolaandola.com.